What's up, YouTube? This is JP Panther back on the video. In today's video is actually uh, this comes from Hollywood Reporter. It's actually a comic book related video, so I want to let you guys know. I will link the article in the description box down below so you guys can check it out. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter, and this is why you know it's pretty real. The moment we have been dreading, CV lands Daniel's punch on comic book shops. The especially comic book market is facing something that could, without appropriate response, provide discrimination to the industry as a whole. We have received the moment we have dreading, said this email. It was from Ed Edinburgh, the owner of Collectors a Paradise comic book shop, which has sold 3 stores in the Los Angeles area, and a message to his customer base. He was reacting to Los Angeles mayor's safer at home emergency, which was inevitable. Thursday and mandated non-essential services closed. We've been selling comic books for close to 26 years now. This is truly the first time we are uncertain about the future of our store, our industry, our favorite art form. Continued the email in many ways summed up the precious state of comic book retail business. Even before the CV pandemic, shops have been struggling to relevant themselves as sales plummet with social distancing, self-quarantine, the effects of CV, changing the way the world works. The specialty of comic book market is facing something that could, without appropriate response, provide discrimination to the industry as a whole. Comic books were already in the process of adapting this week when the Los Angeles Reporter stopped by Los Angeles Golden Shop Comics on Wednesday. It had current its hours with its staff wearing gloves, sometimes masks. It also had limited amount of people let into the store, and even set up a comic book car hop. But this latest news packed a Daniel-sized punch. As Friday, all of the California and New York are under state shutdown of non-essential business. Illinois also follows suit as the full extent of the virus continues to feel across the country. A good bell blower. I mean, it's really, really long, but and they talked about how like Marvel's not responding, DC's not responding, Image is responding. Again, this article is long. I'm not going to read the whole entire thing. Yeah, it's a really, really long article. I just want to give you my quick thoughts about it. Right? It's sad how. Again, a lot of people. Again, this is very, very mixed. I do feel bad for the people, comic book people working at the comic book shops and stuff like that. But also the problem with the comic book shop is that they don't know how to. At least with American comics, I can't really speak for. It's hard. I can speak for American comics. The problem is the American comics, like especially with DC and Marvel, they've been pointing out a lot of garbage. Like if we're just being real, before all this happened, right? They were doing the SJW, especially Marvel. I mean, really, now they have the Children of Adam, which is pretty much a gender swap version of the X-Men. Then you have the new Warriors, which looks trash. I don't know why, Kevin Feige and all of them just allow this stuff to happen, think it's going to make money. And again, they were doing a lot of bullshit before all that. And the problem is the comic book shops, they just kind of just like accepted these bad comics and they weren't selling. And the problem is at least when it comes to American comics, it's crazy how like the movies do well, but then the movie studios like Marvel and Disney don't even promote the comics at all. Like if this is supposed to be the main thing that is your source material, you would think like before you would put it like you would think like all right, before the Marvel Studio logo comes out, put out all right, make sure you support local comic book shops or something like that. They don't do none of that shit. They're just like Marvel Studios, Black Widow, Black Panther, and they don't even mention the comic books. They'll do some Easter eggs and shit like that, but they don't really go and promote the comics like that. And they don't even try to do it. They just ignore it like it ain't shit. But the problem is, if the comic division does go, how the hell are they going to make, adaptate a lot of these movies, these comics that, because the thing is, a lot of these movies, at least when it comes to Marvel, they're adapting comic book storylines and put it in a movie. So how are they going to do it without all that shit? I mean, it's possible. It's just a lot harder. And Hollywood, Kevin Feige would have to be a lot more creative because he doesn't want to end up like he doesn't want it to be a Game of Thrones type situation. But the problem is, a lot of people I know who are comic book fans, they just said like they could just keep on making shit up. Because with the MCU, I mean, they do take a lot of the stuff from the comics and stuff like that. But a lot of times, the MCU is like their own universe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you read, and the problem is with the comic books things. I said this is going to be a little deeper. The problem is that the characters you see in a movie are nothing like in a comic. So let's say if you're looking for Iron Man, you'll get like Riri Williams. Like, who the fuck is this? Or you'll get like, you know, if you're looking for Spider-Man, you're getting Miles Morales. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. You feel me? You're not getting the characters that you do in the movies and the comics. And the problem is, American comics, they just don't, you know, I'm not saying they don't, well, they probably don't sell well. The problem is there's no really money men behind it. There's no one in there being like, yo, listen, you're fucking with my money, what the hell are you doing, blah, blah, blah. There's no money men in there being like, cut that bullshit out. They're just like, do whatever you want. And also the problem is that, you know, they don't do anything. The studios like Disney and Warner Bros. They just don't promote the comics. They just don't. They just don't do it. Even though you own it, you should at least try to push it or promote it or try to put it on the movie banners and stuff like that. They don't even try to do all that. You can say whatever you want with anime and manga and stuff like that. Japan knows when we do the anime, we're gonna make sure that the manga gets promoted as well. So it's like, all right, if we don't have the manga. No, because the thing is, you know, with the anime and the manga is a little different, where it's like they're adapting the manga and making it into an anime. So they know without the source material, they can't do the anime. So they try their best to leave cliffhangers. They said, hey, if you want to understand what happens after this, go buy this novel, go buy this, go get Weekly Shonen Jump. You know what I mean? Like, they do things to kind of cross over each other. Where, like, for example, if you watch, like, My Hero Academia or like Dragon Ball Z. Goku in an anime or Deku in an anime is the same way he is in a manga. So they don't do the same thing when it comes to American comic books. They completely just change everything up from shot by shot by shot. I'm gonna do my own thing. And again, it sucks that the comic book shops are gonna be gone because I'll be honest with you. After all this, I don't think they're gonna be able to survive. I don't think they're gonna have a chance to, especially in this area, because in this generation, a lot of the new generation, they're into anime and manga. We already know that Japanese animations outshines American animation. It takes a, you know, the new generation likes anime way more than American cartoons. And the problem is the American comics don't really appeal to the new generation like that, because manga is getting a new generation of readers. The American comic books, their audience is mostly like 30 and older. So you're not bringing a new reading demographic. You're just having the same old, same old. And a lot of them are tired of the bullshit because you're doing things like the New Warriors and the Children of Adam. And eventually they're just like, all right, fuck you, you're done. And then the way this happening, I don't think they're going to be able to come back from this recession that's about to happen with the virus and stuff like that. And it really sucks and it's really bad how people lose their jobs. But the problem with the comic book movie industry, well, the comic book industry, you know, I mean, they've been kind of falling behind the times. Like, they're still doing old tactics. Like, at least with like Viz Media, they're gonna be fine. Because Viz is like, all right, if you want all 1,000 chapters, and you want to just buy the Weekly Shonen Jump app weekly, and it's only like $2. Where American comic, like for example, like I'll give you an example, right? A Japanese manga, you go to Barnes and Noble or whatever, or even digitally, whatever, you pay like $8-9 for like 12 chapters. For freaking American comic books, you spend freaking $4 or $5 for one damn issue. So it's like, you know, like 12 chapters is freaking, you know, it's almost like 70 freaking dollars, man. Where you could buy a novel, a Japanese graphic novel, boom, has like 12, 10 chapters right then and there, and you already can read it all, and it's all one story. And the problem is with American comic books, they just they'll have a storyline and it doesn't do well, they'll reboot it, kill everybody off, and do the same thing again. And people just like, comic fans are just like, I'm not tolerating this shit again. I'm done. And at least with the Japanese and the manga, they know their audience. They're not trying to pander to these SJWs and all these people who may or may not give a shit. They're like, this is one story. Here's chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we go from there. But when it comes to American comic books, one issue is this issue, then doing this, then doing that, and doing this, and doing that. So at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, I feel bad for the American comic book industry, but they just did a lot of stupid shit. You know what I mean? They never adapted to the times, and they never really tried to appeal to a new generation. They just kept doing the same shit over and over and over. And the problem is, not even that, you just added more SJW and feminism and all this other shit, rather just make cool, great characters. If you want to make more Black Panthers and more Shang-Chi's and stuff like that, then fine. Why do you have to take these goofy motherfuckers like the New Warriors and all these other characters you're trying to do and trying to put them on these comics and forcing it on people, and you know that the characters don't sell, and you see the sales, and the problem is right now everything's happening. Warner Brothers, AT&T, Disney, they don't got the money to be backing up these comics, and I guarantee you, if they gonna go to a financial or a recession, they will definitely cut Marvel Comics and DC Comics in a heartbeat to save money, because they're not going to keep pumping out money to something that's not going to make them money. And especially if they're going to go in, the big corporate overlords are going to go through some financial issues, and the first thing they're going to do is cut the comic book industry, or at least cut the comic division of DC and Marvel. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think about this news. Are you guys surprised? Are you guys sad? Are you guys like, fuck it? Are you guys like, I'm not surprised that this happened? Are you guys like, I don't care? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day and take care.